Greetings everyone, this is Curtis Duncan, and today I'm going to do a video on why breakfast is actually making you fat. That's right, breakfast is making you fat. In particular, breakfast foods. It is a complete myth put out by the cereal and breakfast industry that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. See, we live in a capitalist society, and in order to sell bullshit, you have to invent lies or bullshit in order to, promote your products. So if I make a cereal, and people tend to eat, cereal, at certain points of the day, ideally breakfast, then I'm gonna put out studies that say breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and that kids in particular need a balanced breakfast of sugar and grains in order to perform well in school. When in reality, the sugar makes the kids dumber. There's a study put out a couple years ago that actually showed that sugar actually makes people dumber. And the grains, the wheat, actually reduces your brain activity. So eating a balanced breakfast of low-fat milk and Frosted Flakes or Cheerios or Cinnamon Toast Crunch and all these other sugary junk that's out there will actually make your kids dumber. But breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. And the reason is that for hundreds of thousands of years, human beings have not eaten breakfast. We've gone through periods of fast and feast. Periods where we just had a lot of food available because we caught a deer or we found a new food supply, and periods when there was no food available, so we had to fast. So we went through this, these periods of fast and famine quite often. So that's why it's actually ideal to actually skip breakfast. It actually benefits your health. It actually reduces your risk of type 2 diabetes. It helps cure type 2 diabetes and increases your production of human growth hormone, which is your body's anti-aging hormone. And for men, that actually helps to produce more testosterone, which will boost your libido and sex drive. So breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. And if you skip breakfast, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to make you fatter. It's not going to lower your metabolism. And it is not going to make you it's not going to make you unhealthy. Well, what will make you unhealthy is eating those toxic breakfast foods, particularly those healthy breakfast foods, i.e. bagels, low-fat milk, low-fat yogurt, which are usually, low-fat yogurts are usually laced with tons of sugar, almost more sugar than a small can of Coke. Many brands of low-fat yogurt contain that much sugar. So you're actually better off just drinking a can of Coke than you are consuming the low-fat yogurt. So low-fat yogurt during breakfast is definitely not good. Whole wheat bagels are even worse, because the whole wheat bagel, it raises your blood sugar more than a Snickers bar. So it is that junky. And actually it has no nutritional value whatsoever too, because all of that flour and wheat that you're consuming dramatically raises your blood sugar levels, which increases your risk of type 2 diabetes, insulin resistance, and heart disease. So what happens is when you consume many of these toxic breakfast foods, many of which are just carbohydrates, this causes your blood sugar levels to dramatically rise. And when this occurs, your insulin levels dramatically rise as well. And insulin is the hormone in your body which tells your body to go into fat burning or storing mode. So when you ate a food that is really, that's really high in carbohydrates, like a whole wheat bagel, which contains almost 50 or 60 grams of carbohydrate, and of course people add on the low-fat cream cheese, which makes it even worse again, because low-fat foods are bad. They actually make you crave more food because you're getting less calories from the food. And I'll discuss why calories are important here in a minute. But when you consume something like a whole wheat bagel with low-fat cream cheese, you are telling your body to go into fat storing and creating mode. And thereby, you become obese. Because obesity, beyond what we have been told, is not about calories. It's not about weight. It's not about exercise. And it's not about avoiding fatty foods. The more fat you eat, the healthier you be, particularly if you're consuming high quality fats like avocados, butter, coconut oil, lard, bacon, beef fat, Those are some of the good healthy fats, which actually make you healthier. But when you are consuming these low-fat foods, those make you unhealthier. And usually most of low-fat foods have tons of sugar added to them. So obesity is all about hormones, in particular, insulin, estrogen, and cortisol. And when you consume foods that dramatically raise your insulin levels, you will be obese. So, we look at the average American, they're fat because they eat breakfast. They're fat because they consume orange juice, whole wheat bagels, English muffins, toast, cereal, Cheerios, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Cinnabons, pancakes, waffles, French toast, and the like. That's all people consume for breakfast is carbohydrates. And these carbohydrates tell your body to go into fat storing and creating mode. Because that's what insulin does. The responsibility of insulin is to put the blood sugar within your cells, and also it tells your body to go into fat creating and storing mode. So when you can consume breakfast foods, particularly the traditional breakfast foods that are so yummy and so addictive, because remember now, when you consume something like a Cinnabon, the wheat actually acts like heroin, and it actually is heroin. It actually triggers your heroin receptors in your brain. And the sugar in the Cinnabon is more addictive than cocaine. So the wheat is more addictive than heroin, the sugar is more addictive than cocaine. So you actually have the perfect drug right there in the Cinnabon. You are consuming a heroin cocaine concoction when you consume a Cinnabon. And most people cannot resist this when they eat breakfast foods. And that's why so many people struggle to lose weight, because they eat all of these really, really bad breakfast foods. So my advice is to actually skip breakfast. That can actually help you to burn fat. That is one trick that can help you immediately start burning fat. And ditch the orange juice, the cranberry juice, and all the carbohydrate-rich foods that you're used to consuming for breakfast. And that will be another excellent way that you can lose weight. Because remember, weight loss is not about calories. As a matter of fact, speaking of calories, when you go on a low-calorie diet or a starvation diet, that will cause you to pack on pounds and to lower your metabolism. When you don't consume enough calories, when you're not consuming any food, because your body goes into starvation mode. That's different than going on intermittent fasting, which is the equivalent of skipping breakfast. But when you just go on these diets, which are usually also loaded in carbohydrates as well, then you're definitely doing dramatic harm to your body by putting in starvation mode, and you're also consuming a fraud. You're partaking in a fraud, because the diets themselves are usually rich in carbohydrates, which are the very things that make you fat. So when you consume a Slim Fast drink, which is loaded with almost as much sugar as a can of Coke, you're not doing anything good for yourself. You might as well just actually consume a regular can of Coke, because it has that much sugar in it. Because the sugar is what makes you obese, and too many grains is what makes you obese. So if you want to lose weight, get rid of breakfast and try intermittent fasting. Something I've been doing now for the past 2 weeks, and I felt great. I feel youthful. I feel great doing it. And oftentimes I've been finding that when I do eat breakfast, I usually will just eat bacon, eggs, or sausage. But I haven't been as hungry in the mornings as much. So I usually eat around 12 o'clock. But that's a simple weight loss tool that can help you all out there. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please share this video. And again, remember, avoid those toxic breakfast foods in order to lose weight. Thank you.